All right, class, thank you all for being on time. We're going to go ahead and start with the networking section. Today, we're having a guest speaker, but she is going to be coming a little bit later. So I'm actually going to do my section of the lecture material first. I'll talk a little bit about networking, and we'll talk about the networking, the elevator pitches you all worked on for today. We'll do those, we'll give each other some feedback on those, and that's going to be my section of this communication via career skills workshop. When our guest speaker comes, her name is Kim. She works in talent management at Aetna, and she's going to talk a little bit about resumes, interviews, LinkedIn, and she may touch a little bit on networking also, so hopefully there won't be too much overlap, but if there is, just sort of pretend I haven't talked about it and act really interested when she gets here. So, with that, my networking stuff. Networking benefits. All right, networking is what? What's the definition of networking? Just so we're clear on that.
Interacting with different people, different areas with different skills.
Yes, different people, different areas, different companies, finding out what's going on at their company, different levels of management, different people in different industries, people who might have jobs for you, people who can help you career-wise. What are the benefits of networking? What do we get out of it?
Information.
Information, yeah. We find out what's going on in another department, what's going on in another company, what other jobs might be available. What else?
Opportunities.
Opportunities, yes, opportunities. Employment, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
And introductions. I like a three I benefits, trademarked. You like this one? Information, as Maxine said. Introductions to other people. And the last one, employment. I had to fudge it just a little bit to make it work, but I think it's solid. 3 I benefits. Good stuff. Referrals account for 60 to 90% of job placements. What does that mean? What are referrals?
Speak to someone about, or recommending.
Someone recommends someone, someone recommends you.
Yeah,
All right, and that event accounts for 60 to 90% of job placements according to my 2 sources. ResumeBear.com says 60%, Tamara Jacobs Communication says 90%. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. That means 90% of job placements are accounted for by referrals. I'll just say it a different way. The other 40% or the other 10%, that's through CareerBuilder.com. That's people who answered the ad, people who sent in their resumes. That's the smaller percentage of people who got the job. But according to these 2 sources, most of the time, 60 to 90%, a referral accounts for a job placement. So you talk to a Mercy College alum who works for a company you want to work for, you get a meeting with them, they say, hey, you should talk to the HR, see if they're hiring. 60 to 90% of job placements happen that way. So we should do networking, right? Very important for our career. Why do we sometimes not do networking? What are our concerns? What stops us from picking up that phone, asking for help, going to the meeting? What stops us from doing that?
Asking for help, feeling like I know personally, feeling like I don't want anybody to give me a handout, so it's a weird type of.
Yeah, you feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? You don't want to look like you're begging.
Right.
All right. What else? All right. Well, I have another triple I strategy for concerns: insecurity, imposition, insincerity. Insecurity. I think maybe what Maxine was talking about. I don't deserve to be asking for this. I'm begging to ask for this. It makes me look bad because I have to ask for this.
Imposition.
Imposition too. So this person's going to be annoyed when I call him. Hey, you went fishing with my uncle and you said it was okay. No, I don't want to talk to you. I'm busy. You think you're going to impose on them. And the last, insincerity, can be a big one. People feel like networking is fake. I want to ask you for something in this professional environment I'm not really comfortable in. I don't really feel like I'm being sincere. Okay, so how do we deal with these? How do we deal with these 3 concerns, insecurity, imposition? Because we have to do the networking. 60 to 90% of job placements. How can we get over these fears. Let's start with insecurity. I don't want to feel like I'm begging. You're going to look down on me because I have to ask for something. I'm only a MBA student, you're a big executive. How can we get over that? Do we not get over that and say, forget it, I'm not gonna make the call? I'm not gonna send the email? I have some ideas I could share with you, but you could tell me and they would probably be just as good because they're your concerns. Yes?
I think it'd still be worth a shot. What do you have to lose? You know?
Yeah, what do you have to lose? Just say, I got nothing to lose. I might feel a little insecure, but I'll be better off if I ask. I like to say, do a self-assessment and have a strategy. All right, where you are now and where you want to be. It's okay if where you are now is not Goldman Sachs. It's not, the C-level suite. It's okay, that's just where you are. As long as you have a strategy to get there, you don't have to feel bad about needing help. You've done your homework and you're on the right path. I think the more you think about what you need to do to get where you want to go, the more you'll think about, it's just obvious, I have to call this person. I have to ask for help. It's okay, it's understandable, it's accepted. Imposition. All right, you feel like someone's not going to want to take your call because they think you're bothering them. How do we get over that fear? Put that out of our mind. All right, I researched this thing called the helper's high. Apparently, humans have a social need to help each other, and they physiologically feel better once they do. It's been an important part of our social development. And do you all like helping people? Do you enjoy that feeling you get when you read to kids or give money to charity that you think is going to be useful or effective? People do, we all do. It's just a matter of framing that in a positive way. All right? Allow someone to help you in a way that is going to pay off for them by making them think you're going to make the best use of their advice. That you're not going to embarrass them when they send you to someone to have an informational interview. I use the example, be a good charity. Right? You don't want to give your money to a charity that's not effective. You don't want to give your money to a charity that is going to waste in red tape. You don't want to give money to a charity that's not going to accomplish anything. So don't be that charity. Be a good charity and capitalize on this social physiological thing called the helper's high. The other thing I like to point out is when someone helps you, they strengthen their own network. They think about, Denilsa is interested in marketing. I know that person in marketing. I haven't talked to her in a while. Maybe I'll give her a call. So this person gives so-and-so a call, and it helps them think about the leverage they have in their position. They start talking to that person. They understand a little bit more about what's going on in marketing, and then they send you because you're a great representative of Mercy College, you're a great representative of being someone in their network, and now they have a friend in marketing in addition to the person that they refreshed this relationship with. Network strengthening. The more people you can get to think, oh, I put that person in this department. All right, I have a person on the inside. Hey, the better. The better for you, the better for everyone. And last one, this insincerity, this idea that maybe we're being fake when we ask for something, when we ask for help, I need a job. I like to say just do an honest self-assessment and an honest strategy. The same thing with insecurity. As long as you're honest about what you want and where you're going, I don't think you'll come across as insincere. I think when people seem insincere, it's because they haven't really researched the environment, they haven't really researched the job. Maybe they've been in business school for 5 minutes and they say, oh, I want to do that job because it pays the most. Hey, guys. And it comes across when they're talking to a recruiter. They say, oh, I have this talking point and this talking point because I read it on the website. And it comes across as fake or insincere. But if you've honestly found a field that you're really excited about, you have examples that resonate with you, yeah, I really would love to do marketing for this reason, this reason, this reason, it relates to my background, and I'm super excited about that. If you can say that honestly, and let that reflect in the people with the people you're talking to, then I don't think you're going to come across as insincere. Make sense? All right. Another thing I like to mention, to be less of an imposition to people you're trying to network with, is to utilize ghostwriting. Does anyone know what ghostwriting is? Can you explain that to us? Ghostwriting.
When you're writing for someone else, you're pretty much writing for someone else.
Yeah.
Are their ideas,
Yeah.
their vision.
You're writing, and how would we use it in a networking situation? Have any of you ever written your own letters of recommendation? No? Are you serious? You have. You have, right? You call someone up and say, hey, I would like a letter of recommendation from you. And they say, why don't you just jot down some ideas so I kind of remember what you did and what you're looking for. And you do that, and then you see the final product and it's the exact same thing that you wrote. All right, that's ghostwriting. And that's fine. As long as that person understands and agrees to it, that's fine. You can do that with emails. You can say, hey, I'm in the marketing department, I'm thinking about transitioning to the finance department. Would you mind sending an email to your contact in that department? Here's what you might say this little paragraph about who I am and why I want to talk to them. And they look at it and they say, oh, that's easy. I can just copy that, send it on. And that's a person who knows what's going on. That's a person who's not going to embarrass me. That's a person who has their things together. Ghostwriting. Very effective tool to use for networking. Eases imposition, enhances impact. Goal setting. Okay, I want to talk about goals. And I want to pose this question as we think about accomplishing our networking goals. I want to ask you, do specific goals produce better results? What do you think? Do they produce better results? So do any of you have goals like written down, professional goals? I think I hear some footsteps that may be relevant to us. They sound like confident footsteps. Okay. Yes, there she is. Hey, Kim, come in.
Good to see
Great
you
to see you again. Kim, this is the class. This is class. Kim,
Hello.
did you want to get settled for a minute and let me continue, or do you want to
Sure, I'll
dive in? Okay.
let you continue.
Okay. So goals. So do specific goals in a networking sense achieve better results? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. You agree? All right. I want to tell you about a study about networking, and not necessarily networking goals, just a study about goals. This is a study that happened years and years ago, and they did it several times over 10-year, or did it twice over 10-year periods. They started back in 1979. They interviewed Harvard MBAs who were graduating, and they said to them, do you have specific career goals? 3% said, yes, I have specific career goals. 13% said, I have mental goals. And then a whopping 84% had no goals at all. Harvard MBAs graduating said, I don't have any goals. 3% had written, 13% had mental, 84% just didn't have any of it. It's 2 reported that time. They came back 10 years later, and they asked, what are you doing and how much money are you making? And on average, Group 2 individuals, these are people who had mental goals, earn twice as much as Group 3. So just by having a mental goal, they earn twice as much as the people who had no goals. And the people in Group 1 who had actual written goals earned 323 times as much as individuals in Group 2 and Group 3. And when I first read this study, when I was refreshing it, I immediately went to my phone and wrote down my goals. What do you think? I know money's not everything, but this is a metric that can be important, and a metric we can use to value achievement, or recognize achievement. What do you think now? Do specific goals produce better results? Yeah. Now, they're important not just because these folks have done a study to show you can make more money, but also when you're explaining your networking goals, when you're explaining what you want help with, you need an actual goal before someone can help you with it. Suppose you're lucky enough to get in front of someone who's going to help you with your career, and you sit in front of that person and you They say to you, well, what can I help you with? And you say, well, I don't know. I don't really have any goals. How can they help you? So goals are essential. Essential for your strategy, essential to help receive assistance. Now the definition can change. My goals have changed throughout my career. You don't have to formalize your goal and commit to it for the rest of your life. But as long as you have a clear goal at the time. Any comments on that? Let me see, where am I? So we're going to, this would be a good stopping point. I can turn it over to Kim at this point, and she's going to talk for a little bit about some resumes, interviews, LinkedIn, a little bit about networking. I told them I hope I don't encroach on any networking stuff, but I gave just a little bit of
This is a
overview.
really good place to.
So you may want to think about writing it down and getting those words just right, and then making it conversational. Be enthusiastic, be confident. If you're not enthusiastic about what you do, no one's going to want to hire you, no one's going to be around you. Say, oh, that's that person who hates their job. No. You want to be the person who's enthusiastic about your job, confident about your own abilities. Find something, as Kim said, that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. And let that resonate in your elevator pitch. Conversation starting, we'll talk about that, let's skip through that. Engaging. When you're engaging in a conversation, be yourself. A lot of people think, this is a networking event, I have to be fake. No, just be yourself. And like we talked about, hopefully yourself is something exciting and passionate as it relates to the work that you do. I also want to share this pointer. I want you to be passionate, I want you to be enthusiastic, all the way up until a point where you don't sound realistic. I'd say balance those two. Balance those two. Passionate, enthusiastic, excited. Just as long as no one says, oh, that person is too passionate, that person is too green, that person doesn't really understand that they're not realistic. As long as you've thought through a realistic plan, you sound professional, you sound like someone who has a serious idea, then be passionate about it. Make sense? Alright. Body position. So I like to mention this. Yeah, zip zap zoom position. Alright, so when you're at a networking event, you want to be open body language, zip zap zoom position. Actually, can we do a quick, David, could you come up here? David and I are engaging in a conversation. My body language is open, just like that, zip zap zoom. I'm ready to send and receive information. Now, Daniil, so why don't you come up and like crash this party here. So I'm talking, hire me, yada yada. All right, Daniilsa comes and we open up our body language just like we're playing zip zap zoom with her too. Right? That's going to make her feel more welcome, and that's just going to be a better chance to connect with her as well. I may even continue the conversation with David, but I'll just open my body language up a little bit to acknowledge that she's here. Sounds simple, but it can be really awkward when people don't follow those basic steps. Go ahead and have a seat, thank you. So, zip zap zoom position at networking events. Conversation ending, plan next steps. Again, I was kind of joking about it earlier. If you haven't thought about how you're going to end the conversation, then one of two things might happen. One, you might think you have to talk to this person forever. No, it's just a networking event. They know there's going to be an end to that conversation. Think about how you want that to end. I want this person's card. I want this person's LinkedIn information. That's how I can steer this to a good ending that's going to help us both. Avoid, when you're talking or when you're talking about your elevator pitch, complaining. My job sucks. My boss sucks. She's always harassing me because I'm late. You don't want to be that person. They're not going to want to hire you to be late at their company, and they're going to want someone who makes the best of things. All right, the person who takes a bad situation and makes it better, not the person who just sits and complains. Kati, I noticed that when you did your elevator pitch. My major's economics, but I don't like it. We want to know what you do like. We want to know what you're good at. We want to know how you're useful for us. Don't tell me that you just wasted your whole major on something you don't like, or tell me something that's not relevant. And don't be a victim, don't apologize. Yeah, questions? All right, so let's do this. Let's do the elevator pitch. Maybe you can think about making it a little more succinct than you had planned on when you came in. Just a succinct name, brand, how is that valuable? What are the next steps that you might typically want when you deliver an elevator pitch? So let's do it this way. Let's have, David, can you come up here, please? So, David is going to do his elevator pitch. We're going to give him a little bit of feedback. And then I'm going to sit down, and David's going to rotate here. And then the next person, we'll just go this way. Fatih, okay. Nielsen will come up, and you'll just rotate out that way. Okay. Ready when you are. Deliver your elevator pitch to me.
Good evening, I'm David Somers.
Hey.
I'm an engineer, an engineer with a passion for managing and helping people improve.
Wow.
I also have great skill set in leading projects to success, and maybe we can meet on LinkedIn and discuss some of these projects.
Great, fantastic. All right, go ahead and stay up here. All right, so let's give David some feedback. What do we think?
He used your guideline in it.
Yeah, yes, David is so good at doing things the way I suggest. Isn't that great? I think that's great for multiple reasons. One, because he values my structure, but two, because I honestly see some clarity there. All right, I was able to see the value and see how we might stay in touch. You said two things, I guess, that could have been valuable. I'm enthusiastic about, what did you say? I'm
Managing people?
Management, passionate about managing people. And then also you gave us a second sentence, which maybe was necessary, maybe wasn't necessary. I think if it's just a succinct elevator pitch, I would just go with the enthusiastic about managing people. And I would love to talk to you about these management projects. Other comments for David?
He's great.
He's great, and he's got a fantastic photo. All right. Fatih, why don't you go up and deliver your elevator pitch to David?
Hi, my name is Fatih. I'm a marketing specialist. I worked for FMCG industry for 15 years. And I'm passionate with the sales and marketing. And let's connect on LinkedIn,
Great.
if you don't mind.
Okay, stay up there, Fatih. And David, you can have a seat. All right, feedback for Fatih? All right, I'd say the Let's Connect on LinkedIn seemed a little bit blunt, forced. I don't think you set that up as well as I would have liked. I would have liked just a little more explanation of the value that related to David. And then go to Let's Connect on LinkedIn. Because we want that, we know you're going to get to the Let's Connect on LinkedIn or let me get your card, but when we're networking, we think of some reason, it's hopefully true, of why we want to do that. And I would just advise you to just resonate or stay on that what's valuable for David just a little bit more than you did. That's my own feedback. Thank you for making that change, about not mentioning the advice of the major you don't like.
Hi, this is Gökay. My major is... I'm really nervous to talk to you. I just want to skip police road.
Take your time. Wait, you want to
I just want to be ready.
you want to deliver your elevator pitch to me?
You can switch.
Or switch? Here, I'll switch. Here, you sit down. You want to deliver it to me? Hey, okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I wanna be a financial expert.
Oh, great.
So my goal is to work in Pricewaterhouse. I'm really interested in the number.
Mm-hmm,
That's my goal.
great.
Thank
See
you.
later.
Oh, man.
Okay, he's got a goal, and that's fantastic. I want two more things. What are they?
What does it relate to you?
Yeah,
Like, how
what does
you
it relate to
can-
me? And it could relate to me. You could be the ideal candidate for my next job opening if I work PricewaterhouseCoopers, finance, yada yada. So tell me why that's valuable to me. And what's the other thing, okay, missed? Had missing.
Closing?
Closing, yeah, what did he not do?
How are we gonna connect later?
Yeah, we're gonna connect later. That's my goal. And I was kind of, you may have saw me kind of joke about it. I was like, okay, so I turned back to the elevator. All right, so have some next steps. Connect. All right, Danielsa.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
my name is Danielsa Urena.
Hey.
I'm a purchasing agent.
Okay.
I have worked for the New York Post for the last 5 years.
Wow.
I can help you save money from the department and also sorry. I can help you save money and reduce cost. And I hope I can get you a card where we can connect through LinkedIn.
Great. Yeah, I want to save money. All right, good. Stay up here for a minute. All right, let's get some feedback for Danielsa. Okay, I'll get feedback first. Yeah, you started off so strong, and then you went into the I can help you, I can help save you money, and then you just got nervous all of a sudden because you realized you were talking in front of people. But
Camera.
and a camera. But it was all there. This is what I do, done it for 5 years, that's your brand. This is how I can save you money. And let's stay in touch. I think it's just a little practice. I would write it out and then practice it in a way that you can make it conversational. And then you're there. All right, Amanda, I'm gonna get it over with. Oh, Vanessa, can you stay up for 1 second?
Don't touch me because I'm sick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to get you sick.
Yeah.
We'll pretend. Hi, my name is Amanda. I currently just got a job as the director of finance at Brooklyn Bridge Park. I see that you work for the New York Post. I was hoping I could maybe run an ad by you, or maybe you could put me in contact with somebody that I can run an ad by. So maybe you can give me your card so I can get in touch with the right person, or if you're the point of contact.
Sure.
Great. Okay, actually, Vanessa, why don't you stay up there? Amanda, why don't you sit down, because you're sick. Okay, comments for Amanda?
She went in.
She got it
She
all.
Yeah.
went in. I was a little unclear about why her audience would want an ad buy. Maybe if that was obvious, if in the industry, that of course, because I know you're the director of this organization, that I would want to talk to you about this ad buy thing. If that's obvious, then fine, but it wasn't obvious to me why your audience would
Well,
want.
we want to brand our park, so we do a lot of communications with the public.
You do, but
Yeah.
why would your audience want you to get in their office and give them
Well,
this
she
ad
works
buy?
for the New York Post,
Okay, she sells ads.
yeah. So I was
Fair
hoping, even if I can't work with her, that I could work with someone she's working with.
Yes, I know you sell ads, okay, fantastic. Any other comments? Good, all right, Letitia, be our second to last.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. My name is Letitia Hackney. I'm an accounting manager. I currently use my accounting background coupled with my management roles to manage budgets for different programs, and I wanted to know one day we can work on a project together, if we can exchange business cards.
Great, great. Danielle, so why don't you have a seat? Good feedback for Letitia? Was good. I feel like it might have gotten a little bit longer than it needed to be.
I think she got a little bit nervous, that's why probably.
Okay, okay. All the components were there. I mean, I do accounting, and we may be able to work on an accounting project together. I may be able to help you with my skills, and you may benefit from that. I would just, that middle part just got a little long. I would think about making it a little more succinct. All right, Maxine, finish this off.
Hi, this is Maxine Raymond, nice to meet you. I am a innovative team builder, project manager, and solution finder. So, sorry, excuse me. What I can do for you is I can actually come into your environment, look at some of your bills, your contracts, evaluate them, renegotiate them, and cut some costs, refocus your teams, and build momentum and knowledge base. And I can come in actually and look in your environment and see where you have some loopholes or some issues that I can resolve for you. So I hope that we can actually connect. I have a business card, I have yours, and also connect on LinkedIn.
Yay! Good job. I'm an innovative solutions, boom, boom, boom. That's my brand. I like it. And here's what I can do for you. What'd you think? Yeah, that's the kind of elevator pitch that that's effective, that an audience wants to hear. Who you are in a succinct, powerful way that I can remember, and what you can do for me. Fantastic. Great, I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we got a chance to practice those. I hope it was helpful, and I was really impressed with the content that Kim went over, and I hope that was helpful also. Imagine just how much depth she went, looking at your LinkedIn profiles, your Facebook, Twitter profiles.
Yeah.
What's her last name?
Oh, it's Kim Bloomker, Bloomker. And yeah, I was gonna stand up for you all in the middle, like, well, they didn't actually know your last name. It was
Yeah.
kind of my fault, but I just let her talk, so. But you can look for her on LinkedIn. I can get you that information if necessary. Look forward to seeing you next week. Get home safe.
Can I email you, ask you a question about my resume?
Of course.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. On Blackboard?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, listen.
Or today?
Another research
Oh,
paper.
yeah. It's probably there, but I didn't.
Every day.
What do you
It
think?
feels like every time.
I said send them a week early. Just in 4 hours early.
I
No,
would like.
good. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Feel better. Thank you.
So I just wanted to see it as a comment instead of a document.
Oh, your assignment just due for today?
Yes, but I don't know, I'm not sure.
Let's try it again or next day or
I just wanted you to know it was done, it was on time, it was there.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Hope you feel better.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Bye, Jackie.